So, I've been working with C++ instead of C Sharp, um, mainly because I think that C++ would be more beneficial than C Sharp, in the future if I decide to go further with games. And it seems to be you have a lot more freedom with C++ than C Sharp. C Sharp kind of puts you in I guess, gives you boundaries, and I don't want those boundaries. I want to be able to do whatever I want. So, to learn C++, I decided to just go around and make a program that essentially simulates a battle between skeletons and humans. And it's not like super simple, but it's a little bit complex, but not too complex to where, uh, it just helps me understand and learn how to write in C++ using the if statements, bools, and floats. And it's very similar to C Sharp. And this one I'm using a random generator, and it uses the time and seconds based on like world seconds to generate a random number. So therefore, it's never going to be the same number every time you start the program again. If that makes any sense. But what I have here is I have 5 humans and 200 skeletons. Or, sorry, 5 humans and 100 skeletons. And the humans do more damage than the skeletons, and they have. I could change these numbers, I've been playing around with them, but they have a crit chance, they have a precision chance, so your chance to hit. Same with the skeletons, they both have these. Um, they also have a minimum and maximum damage as well as health. Their base health is 100 for the humans and 50 for the skeletons, but there's a lot more skeletons, so that kind of goes together. Um, I also was playing around with this and added a hero class. So every now and then it'll randomly pick a number between 0 and 5, and if that number is 0, 0 is my hero. Anyways, I set him to twice the amount of health. I give him twice the amount of damage, and I give him a spell. And this spell is cast depending, again, messing with the random generator. So it rolls a number between, actually, it rolls a float number between 0 and 100. So it's a percentage value. So 0.00 to point or to 1. Um, and if it's because it's such a large gap of numbers, it doesn't it doesn't always roll it above 50 or below 50. It's kind of an even chance. So instead of using like a number between 1 and 10, because it, to understand like random number generators, it gives you pretty much have a higher chance of getting between 1 and 10 than you do between 0.00 and 0.99. Like there's a lot more numbers between 0.00 and 0.99 than there are between 1 and 10, if that makes any sense. So what I did is I made it so when it starts, it randomly chooses humans or skeletons. And it does that by saying, well, is it below 50 for the random number generator, so 0.00 to zero point 0.5, or is it above 0.5 to 0.99? And if it's below, it chooses skellies. If it's above, it chooses the humans. And uh, then if it chooses the skellies, then the skellies attack, and they have this. They're picked. They pick a random human from my array of humans. I have 5 humans to choose from. It just randomly chooses one based on another random generator that's specifically for number between 1 and 5. And then it rolls the precision uh, random generator, which is a number between 0.00 and 0.99. And if it's below the precision, uh, or if it's between the precision that I provided, uh, if it's like 0.00 to zero point 0.2, which I set as the skeleton attack precision, if it's between those numbers, that means it's a hit. and they will attack. If it's above those numbers, that means they need more precision, and therefore they can't attack, and they'll attack and miss, and it won't take any damage away or anything. Um, the if if they are going to hit, and precision, it's in within their precision, and it's going to be a hit, then you have to roll. I added a crit value, so then it goes through the critical um, um, chance that I give it, same as precision, does the same random generator. If it's between a certain value, it'll be a critical hit, and if it's a critical hit, I'll store that as a critical hit, and then I'll roll a damage modifier between 1 and 2, because the skeleton's attack damage is only 1 and 2, so it's a 50-50 chance to get 1 or 2, technically. Um, then if the skeleton damage is a crit, it'll multiply the damage by 2. Only right now I only have a crit modifier of, I don't have any crit modifiers actually. It's just 2. It doubles the damage. It really shouldn't double the damage. It should just add like 50% more damage. But whatever. Um, and then it takes that damage, calculated damage, if it was a crit or non-crit, and it'll take the human health that I picked out of that array of 5 humans, and subtract the damage from that specific human's health. And then if that human's health is less than 0, or that hit brought him below 0, then it will kill that human and subtract the count of humans. So then if you had 5 humans, now you have 4. And when it goes back through and chooses another human, it notices, oh, hey, there's only 4 humans to choose from. We're going to choose, it can only choose one of those 4. It can't go back and choose the same one and then do more damage to a dead thing. Yeah. So that's something you have to account for too, because it'll just randomly choose it again, and then you'll get like a negative. It'll be hitting a dead thing, and it just doesn't work. So you have to account for that. And then let's see. So if it didn't kill the human, it'll just subtract the amount of damage, and then the skelly will still live, but it'll store that health value. So if I hit him for 2 and he has 100 health, now he has 98 health, and it's stored. So later, when it comes back and it randomly chooses that number again, or that ID, or that human, it will subtract that 98 from that stored value will be there already, so they'll just subtract that damage from that current health that was stored. And that's the human, or that's a skeleton code right here. It's really simple, like for now. It could be a lot more complex. There's a lot more things I could do, and I'm just imagining things I could do with this, and it's pretty pretty crazy what you could actually do. Uh, and I haven't. I'll get into that later, but I'm more. This is more for learning C++. It's kind of similar, like I said. So if it's a human, then it rolls a random number to choose a human. If it chooses the 0, which is the array I have it set to as a hero, if it chooses 0, then it chooses the hero, and then it rolls another random number to decide, well, does this hero want to cast a spell? And then if that random generator says yes between this value and this value, if you've reached, if it's below 50, then I'm going to cast a spell. If it's not, I won't, and I'll just do damage. So if it does cast a spell, it goes through and calculates the damage, and then hits the skelly and does a lot more damage than a regular attack, obviously. If it's just a normal human attacking, then it will do normal damage that I have set here. And so we'll go ahead and run this, and it runs pretty fast. Like, it simulates the fight pretty fast. Unless I add a stop value, which I think I have down here. Yeah, I just commented it out, but I'll show you later. Let's show how fast it actually runs through. So that whole thing that just ran was the whole battle. And at the end, let's see who won. There are 0 humans remaining out of 5, so Skellies win and all the humans are dead. So, let's. I actually increased the humans' crit chance and precision chance to like 90%, so they're always hitting. But there's so many skeletons that they just overran them. Sometimes they actually win if I run it again. So humans win this time. All skeletons are dead. So yeah, it depends. It's like I said, randomly generated, so you're always going to have a random outcome. Sometimes the humans will always win if I increase their damage, or vice versa. Like if I put let's say 200 skeletons, I'm sure they're going to always win because there's only 5 humans and you know 200 skeletons. And yeah, Skellies win. Let's try it again. Skellies win. Yeah. But now, what if I said, okay, well, let's increase their health by 200? So I just doubled. Actually, let's do 150. That way, it's not like, yeah, just do 150. So Skellies still win. Okay, let's make it 200. So health 200 for 5 humans. Skellies are still winning. Well, I don't know what to say. There's too many skeletons. How about 300 health? It's a lot of health. Oh, that went on for a long time. Obviously, the higher the numbers, the longer the program's gonna run. Uh, yeah, Skellies are still winning. Um, so if I decrease their precision, I bet the humans will win, more than likely. Yeah, humans won that time. Because now, since their precision is lowered to 20% instead of 40%, I think I had it at, they're hitting a lot less, so they're missing. As you can see here, Skelly attacks, miss, Skelly attacks, miss, Skelly missed, missed, missed. There's just a whole bunch of misses for skeletons, and it doesn't even scroll up because there's so much that actually went on. And now that I have that set out, I can decrease the human precision and the human crit to 50%. We'll see what happens. Wow, this one is running quite a while. Skeletons won. And oh my god, it's taking forever. Skeletons won. Yeah, so it depends really like how you increase the precision and the amount of skeletons versus humans and their health. It really depends on everything. Their damage. I haven't actually messed with that, so let's increase the damage by 10 or by 5. Or no, it was by 6 because we had it at 4. So if we increase that damage, Skellies are still going to win, looks like. Let's see. Skellies win. Yeah, it's pretty cool though. I mean, it's just some generator that simulates a fight between humans and skeletons, and it's kind of something later that I could actually use to implement into a game for like a simulated fight, or using this tool instead of doing a whole bunch of skeletons versus humans automated. It could be used to like a manual automation, so it'll do some you'll have some precision and crit and damage, and then you'll swing, and then it'll calculate all that, and then it'll take so much health away from a monster or something like that, or maybe vice versa to you rather than a monster. And I could actually go through here and make make this so it does it one line at a time, which takes forever. Like I don't even think I've gotten through here, but just to see if it's working. And it works pretty well. Like there my, oops. So there my fireball. It rolled a fireball this time, so the hero is attacking, and it hit the skeleton. I only have it as an ID. I don't have names on it. Just ID number 163 for 26 damage, reducing his health by 24. And then, of course, I have to press enter for another attack. Skelly rolled a critical hit. Skelly hit the human ID 4 for 2, reducing his health by so much. And or to a certain amount, and then it'll tell you that amount. And this is how I know that it's actually working, is I can go through this and press enter and find out whether or not, what the rolls were, and precisions, and why he missed, and so on and so forth. So, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Thought I'd show that. Uh, C++ instead of C sharp. Yeah. So, yeah. See you guys later.